field working their way again out of turn number 14. Time to go racing for the second time here in USF 2000 at Road America. Everybody into their positions, and we'll climb the hill. No longer the white machine for Jeffers, it's the black and red number 92. They'll fire things up coming into the start line, and we have it. Green, 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 racing down the front straightaway. Good jump there for Jack Jeffers, as he's going to lead him all the way through. Thomas Schrag, the point leader, all the way back in 14th after a tough run in qualifying. Here comes the run down into turn number 1. Jeffers looks like he's clean and mean through the corner, and I want to say his teammate Cooley right on the gearbox as well. They'll work their way out of turn number 1, coming back down the hill. I think Caleb Gaffera maybe pulled the trigger there as well. Gaffera may have gone into the lead. Look at Caleb Gaffera down to the inside. Book it. Gaffera up on the wheel as well from P4. He thought he had a podium finish in his hand in race number 1, but contact coming into turn number 1 sent him way off the racetrack and down the order. Elbows will be up here. First time down into turn number 5. Let's see if cooler heads prevail. Who is the leader coming down here now? Big brake lockup from Gaffera. I believe that's now Jeffers taking the lead again down into turn number 5. These guys are best friends as well. Jeffers and Gaffera scrapping it out there. Cooley slots his way now into the 3rd spot. I want to say one of the Jay Howard cars, likely Harley Keeble, has got himself up into P4. You can see the fighting further back all the way through 6, 7. We're going to go 2 by 2, a little defensive move to the inside. Christian Cameron coming across the bow of one of the drivers there as they came through and down into turn number 8. What do we like through the carousel, Eric? Looking pretty good here so far. Single file. Anybody trying that outside line? I don't know if I'd be doing it.
Few cars are about a half a step off the bottom line, just trying to open up the apex entry to make it a little bit easier on exit. And a little bit of a defensive line, side by side, nose to tail into the kink. Not where you want to do that.
No. That is not the move in the kink, to tuck the nose to the inside. If you're going to make a pass to the kink, you've got to get it done by the time you wait to get in there. So the guy on the outside knows what he's got to do to check up and bring it back down to the apex. That is not a corner where you're going to try to potentially tuck someone in the inside. Just a bad call overall. Got to get the job done there. It's got to be a decisive overtake in the kink, or think better of it and tuck back in and get that run down into Canada corner. All right, we'll give you the full field rundown when they come up the hill here right now. It'll be a big run, of course, down into turn number 1 as they roll across the line here. Live timing not updating for me, so nothing I can do for you now. Folks coming across the line, like we said, is Jack Jeffers as the leader. Evan Cooley running in the 2nd spot. Look at this fight further back. Oh my goodness, 2, almost 3 wide coming through turn number 1. Just hoping that they come over the crest cleanly. These guys are elbows up like crazy. USF Pro 2000 drivers doing another great job. If not for that little issue there for Costello, there would have been another green run. Guys finally starting to single out a little bit. Again, great start to the run here. Issues right now with giving you live timing. Hopefully we'll be able to get that to you soon, but just sit back and enjoy the pure racing here now, regardless of who they are on the track. We're trying to give you the lineup, but goodness, the battle is fantastic. There is G3 Ardros to the front of that next group. But look at these drivers further back, a bunch of the D-Force racers going at it. They brought a bunch of drivers up, 3 of them coming up from their USF Juniors program, both of the Gonzalez brothers and Thomas Nordqvist coming up to run as well. Exclusive Autosport brought up Brendan Cooley, who we've talked about, but also Kaylee Countryman. She's up here for her first taste of USF 2000. A number of young drivers coming up to try out this USF 2000 program.
You know, and it's a great opportunity, a nice deep field this weekend. Obviously a lot of R's right next to 19 of the 22 drivers, but not everybody is going to be on that rookie level per se, as many of those drivers that have the rookie branding here 4 or 5 rounds in are now they're in it.
Yeah, they're on top of the game. Now, I will say this, the junior drivers that are here, it's not just to test the waters. We're coming back in late July for that Grid Life event that you have here at Road America. USF juniors by themselves for a triple header there. So a very crucial run. Hey, get a chance to learn this racetrack wheel to wheel. We've done a bunch of testing here already this year, but testing's one thing. Wheel to wheel, figuring out how to handle some of these corners when you're side by side as the driver has gone off and back on the racetrack, coming out of turn 13 over to turn 14. That might be Ryan Janetta in the number 99. We'll see as they come through. An issue for Caleb Gaffera. Remember, he was right up in the middle of the fight. He is all the way down now into the 17th spot, as is Harley Keeble. So potential contact between Harley Keeble as these D-Force drivers go side by side into one. Lots of great racing outside the top 10 right now, but Gafera and Keeble falling down the order. At this point here, no live timing for you folks. We apologize for that. Hopefully we'll get it updated as soon as possible. But again, the drivers out front continue to pull away. There's Jack Jeffers stretching away. Evan Cooley runs, I believe, in that second spot. Here's a big move a little bit further back as well. And I said Caleb Gafera and Keeble, that was the issue I have with live timing, so they are still on the racetrack, so scratch that. Quickly look down at live timing, thought it was back up, it was not. Just some issues here with live timing. I'm sure we've got people working on that in the background, trying to dial things back in. Here's Eric Hout coming through the corner as well. Trying to get a better look at it when they come down here. As you know, folks, so many of these cars look very identical. Get some of the cars that actually do pop out a little bit. Obviously, the Benchmark Autosport machine stands out a little more than some of the other cars do, as do the Synergy Motorsports and Sarah Fisher Hartman Racing Development cars. Early running here right now in this USF 2000 program. Thomas Schrag came in with a fantastic lead. Exactly what he wanted to happen, not at all what Jack Jeffers wanted to happen. Out early, finishing 22nd. Schrag goes on to the race win. He's starting a lot deeper in the field in this one, 15th. You know he'll be up on the wheel trying to scrap his way forward. And again, we'll do our best to try to give you some live time in the field. Streaming away up front, really starting to go single file a little bit here. We're 3 laps in, and in fact, it'll be a third of the distance, Eric, when we get back around again. Oh, driver's gone off! Driver off the outside of the racetrack here. That might have been Jack Jeffers. I think Jeffers off on the outside, overcooked turn 14. He's going to drop at least one spot. We talk about the fact how tough it is here. Indeed, Jeffers is going to go back, I think, into the 4th spot, and he's going to get challenged by Anthony Martella. Right across the line, Jeffers in that car he hasn't driven before. And listen, we talked about the little things being different. The biggest thing that they have to work to try to set up, to try to replicate from the old car, Eric, is that pedal position. If it's not exactly right, if they're not the same pedals, maybe you got a little bit of tape on there that the other driver didn't have. All it takes is to slip off a little bit, not understand the modulation of it, just it's in a different spot. That's all it takes. And coming through that corner, Eric, as you know, you're coming back out of 13, car weighted all the way to the right, transition back to a corner that already starts early. Doesn't take much to miss it and drive off. Very luckily didn't go into the gravel, but for Jack Jeffers, going to put his head down and dig his way back forward. Being told one driver in
Christian Cameron to pit lane.
Yeah, Christian Cameron for VRD Racing in the number 19 into pit lane right now. So indeed, a tough one there for Jack Jeffers. He was leading and had a pretty solid little advantage. He's going to have to put his head down and dig his way back forward again. Oh,
car
driver off.
6.
Yep, driver's got backwards into the gravel trap out of turn number 6, top of the hill. And that may be good for Jeffers. Is going to bring everybody back together again, unless that driver can refire. Eric, I'm not certain of the surface over there. Is that gravel or is that actual pavement at that part of the runoff?
There is a little bit more pavement over there, but that is, I believe they were into the gravel at that point.
So we'll see whether or not we go full course yellow. The yellow flags are in the hands of Aaron Likens. Indeed, we will go full course yellow. And again, just hoping we can get live timing up here sooner or later. But a driver has gone off. Evan Cooley is the leader last time by. Teddy Masella was able to jump into second. Caleb Gafera into the 3rd spot. In 4th was Jack Jeffers after that off in turn number 14. AMR IndyCar safety team on the scene. Harley Keeble in 5th. G3 Argiro 6th. Lucas Facuri runs in 7th. 8th was Anthony Martella. In the 9th spot, you've got Ayrton Haug, picked him up a couple times. 10th, Eddie Beswick in the Synergy Motorsports car. 11th, Joshua Lionel for D-Force Racing. So here they are all rolling through right now. We know we've had a couple of drivers who've had issues. Christian Cameron coming into pit lane. Tough one there for Jack Jeffers, indeed, trying to get a feel for it. Was it a pedal thing? I don't know. Just a little bit of a miscue coming through there. Schrag back in 16th, Bossoff 17th as they come across start-finish right now. Just having a look at the cars visually as they cross by us here, start-finish.
We're doing it the old-fashioned way. We're actually hand-scoring right now.
Right, pretty much, as the driver's working up here. The number 95 of Kaylee Countryman, I was trying to pick that up, something weird on the car. The air inlet that comes into the intake has come apart and it's actually popped up. So she's not getting the full line coming through. So indeed, we'll work off the timing that we're getting on our screens here right now to try to help you out here again. But yeah, Kaylee Countryman, that air intake on the left side of the car, that's popped up and open, so she's not going to get that forced air coming in through to the engine. So she'll lose a bit of horsepower there. Kaylee currently running, I believe, in the 20th spot. So indeed, yeah, they're telling her to come into pit lane. That crew is going to dive on that very quickly to try to see if they can't get a couple of screws into that to hold that down. So Kaylee Countryman's going to be sent to pit lane to get that adjusted. Yeah, otherwise Jack Jeffers got off to a really good start here. Had that opening launch, was able to get out to a decent little lead. A minor miscue coming through 14 where you're really running the ragged edge to try to get back on power. Just a minor miscue there. Ended up going off the racetrack, not all the way into the gravel, so very likely just kind of over the rumble, the runoff area, and push back out. So the driver potentially off in turn number 6, we're being told Patricio Gonzalez, the D-Force Racing driver, off in turn number 6, top of the hill. And to me, it looked like just the way the attitude of the car, like somebody probably got into the back of them. It didn't look to be like one of those lazy spins where you lose the car coming in. The braking's already done as you've turned into the corner, Eric. Very likely someone plowing into the back there, starting that spin pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much up at turn 6, even if you get yourself onto the rumble strips.
Yep.
Or if you hit the curb on the inside at apex, if you turn too sharply in, you can very easily upset the balance of the car and spin it around.
Well, and there's the answer right there. He didn't make it to the wall, and he has damage. They're not able to roll that car, so someone got into the back of him and looped him around coming on to the top of 6. So, indeed, tough one for Patricio Gonzalez. So they'll go back on track in 2 weeks with USF Juniors at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for the IndyCar event there on the July 4th weekend. Very excited for that weekend. We were there for USF Juniors. Those drivers in the first dry race were able to go green to checker. An absolutely stellar race. If you want to pick up one of the races and you haven't seen it, go back and watch the first USF Juniors race at Mid-Ohio 2 weeks ago. The youngest drivers in our series put on a show, and I want to make sure that the Pro and 2000 drivers have a chance to see that video as well. The rain the next day, kind of more of almost a torrential down. It was a steady rain throughout the entire time. Not a downpour, but it was a steady rain. The young drivers had a little bit of issues here and there. Kind of went off track a little bit. Not surprising on that. But nonetheless, there's the car of Gonzalez there. Some kind of damage to that machine and off the track in turn number 6. That brings the yellow out. Means pace car lights are out, so we're going racing again. That'll be lap number 5, so call it 7 more laps to go. Evan Cooley, the leader. Masella 2nd, Gaffera 3rd, Keeble 4th, Jeffers 5th, Fakuri in 6th spot, Argyros in 7th, Martella 8th, Beswick 9th, and Hauk in 10th. What does Jack Jeffers have to work his way back forward? Remember, the drivers in front of him have not yet won. Cooley, Masella, Gaffera, Keeble, all wanting that elusive first victory. It's Keeble's debut in USF 2000, having only run the USF Juniors race at Mid-Ohio. But here's a driver who is a top FIA karter, a lot of international events as well. Keeble knows his way around racing. Just getting used to driving these cars at speed and wheel to wheel. But Keeble driver we expect to see hopefully in 2026 as well. On the power already for Evan Cooley, all up over the curb on the outside. We are going racing. One driver lost a little bit there. One of the Jay Howard cars overshot it. It might have been Martella. I think a little bit overshooting coming out of turn 14. That'll hurt the draft and the draw all the way up into turn number 1. Green flag flying again, back underway. 5 laps down, 7 to go. Here comes the run down into turn number 1. They'll work their way through into the corner. And I want to say that Masella may have drafted right by Cooley and brought him with him. I think Masella now into the lead. Yeah, he brought Gaffera with him. Sit and duck, folks. When you're a starter there, you do the best you can to roll your way up. Not much you can do. Kaylee Countryman into pit lane to get that air intake repaired. But Masella now the leader. Gaffera runs in 2nd. Cooley right there with him. And then I believe that next run will be likely Jack Jeffers, I think, and he and Lucas Fakuri may be going at it here with Harley Keeble. So watch the elbows come up here on the restart, coming down into turn number 5. Yeah, there's a move to the inside. Cooley gets to the inside to Gaffera. We're 2 wide further back as well. Little dust up on the exit.
3 wide on the way up.
The big pinch to the inside, Eric. They try to defend each other coming up the hill to the inside of turn number 6. This is going to allow Teddy Masella to pull away a little bit here. Masella the leader. Cooley runs in 2nd. Long way to go, as we'll only get to the halfway point this next time by 6 down, 6 to go. Jeffers back into the 4th spot. Keeble goes into 5th. Lucas Fakuri right there at 6th. Oh, look at this battle further back. Janetta, Cameron, Nordquist, all battling it out at the tail of the field, trying to get that final spot to move their way forward.
Yeah, and this is a place in the race where now you're starting to see some cars at the back trying to work outside in the carousel, but we know that it's going to get a little slippery up there this late in the day. All the balls, the rubber, and the marbles, and as our good friend David Hobbs would say, clag out there. Obviously cars running offline as well, going to slip and slide around. Being careful here, but again, couple of dives to the inside here in 12. It's a great passing opportunity, but right now, midway through this race, you really want to be patient and mind the four corners of the race car.
Yeah, I don't think that was an aggressive move, but I think it was a defensive move. Timmy Carell coming to the inside to cover off the bottom for Rodrigo Gonzalez there. Another driver dropping a wheel on the exit coming out of turn number 14. Everybody used that little bit on the outside as they try to use all of that exit pavement, that concrete on the outside of that racetrack. See some drivers diving to the inside, leveraging that draft. Others going to the outside to try to get the run down into turn number 1. It's still Masella leading, Cooley running in second. That driver looking for his first victory as well. Flirted with it last year on his USF 2000 debut at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Qualified on the pole position, was able to get a podium, but also got together with another driver and ended up having an incident in turn number 1. He wants to have a clean one here. Cooley looking for that first victory for Exclusive Autosport here on the weekend. Digging hard as Matt Clark, as we know, has done a good job for them in USF Pro 2000. Jack Jeffers back up on the wheel, trying to see if he can't scrap it out here with Caleb Gaffera. Jeffers to the inside. Book it. He's through as well. Jack Jeffers goes to P3. A little bit of a wingman now for Cooley. As Jeffers into third, Cooley runs second. They're going to both go after Musella, Teddy Musella. Martella currently back in the 9th spot as he's battled out there with Eddie Beswick and Joshua Lionel. Good stuff here as you see the gap forming between, I want to say, that's one of the D-Force cars. Garzone, I think, back to Hauk. Yeah, so that's the big gap we have right now. That is 11th back to 12th, over a second from Garzone in 11th back to Ayrton Hauk in 12th.
And right at the tail end of the field, they're still getting some elbows thrown out there. They were 3 wide on the way to 8.
Listen, this is a driver development program. I don't care where you are on your level of development, on your learning curve. As long as you got somebody there where you're able to go wheel to wheel with battle in out, you're still learning, and that's the beauty of this series. There are some drivers that come in and they're raw rookies to racing, or at this level or this particular car. They're going to find someone to race with, and they're going to get better, and they're going to get better, and they're going to move their way up the order. And when they come back for that second year of competition, I've said this year on year, they are heads and tails different and better than they were that first year that they came racing. They've got so much more experience. They're not as maybe shook by some of the stuff that happens on the racetrack. They understand the systems of the team every race weekend. The drivers that come back the second year are the ones that are in the championship contention.
Absolutely, and those are the ones that you find themselves on the third step, second step, third step, second step, fourth, fifth. Those top 5s make all the difference in the world. The consistency is what you're really looking for in those championship chases.
Good pass there for G3. Argyro's got a good run on, I believe, Lucas Facuri for 6, so he moved himself back in there. G3 was a driver who started a little further back in the race itself. I think he was 9th in the order for race 1. Right before that kind of last green-white checker, that last 1-lap dash, he was 7th. Somehow, with all the chaos, came out P3. Surprised everybody that he ended up in the 3rd spot. He surprised himself, but he was obviously very happy with that. So he's back up on the wheel, working his way forward right now. He started a little deeper in the field, 10th. He's worked his way now up to potentially 6th. Though, again, that's a successful race. Pick off the drivers, get those points, move yourself forward, and see if you can't get the job done. There's Garzone making a move down to the inside of Joshua Lionel. So those are 2 D-Force drivers going at it. Garzone now up into 11th spot. Lionel goes back into 12th, right there with them. Timmy Carell as well, the Jay Howard driver development pilot, right in it. So again, I want to say Caleb Gaffera may have gotten back around Jack Jeffers. They're still there. Pardon me. It's actually Keeble that's got around Gaffera. So Keeble's up to 4th. Gaffera's now back to 5th. 5 laps to go. Teddy Masella out front right now, a talented young driver who knows how to get the job done, and we'll see whether or not this is going to be the race for Teddy Masella to come away with the win. Eric, I talked about the fact that Masella, although he hasn't been setting the world on fire over the first part of the year, he's that driver who's been kind of just off the podium. Coming into this weekend, he had the 1 podium finish, but everything else he had done was essentially right in the middle of the fight there as well. Indeed, he starts the season off with a 14th. Tough race to start it off at St. Petersburg, but comes back with an 8th, a 5th, an 8th, and a 6th. Great job at NOLA. 4th and 2nd at IMS. 6th on the oval at IRP. This is a young driver just learning this race car, learning this series, and he's not finishing outside the top 8. And that's what we're seeing. A podium again in race number 1. Is a win come here today? That's the driver we're talking about, who was a rookie, probably isn't right now.
Well, and a lot of that is just going to be confidence in the race car, confidence in the team, and certainly along the development route, how to manage your tires, how to manage the race car, how to manage your gaps. Sometimes you got to push the car as hard as you can, but there's also a time to push and a time to kind of just get into a rhythm, save what you've got, and then push at the end when you need it.
Yeah, because the challenge is coming. Cooley and Jeffers are starting to roll up on him here, so there's going to be a challenge here for the race win potentially here. But I'll tell you this, Teddy Masella knows how to win. 5 victories last year in the JSF4 series, which was the former F4 US Championship. There's a couple of drivers, contact coming down here. We've got 2 drivers have gone off. Contact for 2 drivers. 4 laps to go. Are we going to restack this thing again like we did in race number 1? We got a driver off in the gravel on the right side in turn 5. The other driver immediately pulling to the inside on the run up to turn number 6. More damage from a car further back. I believe that's Ayrton Hauk, and he's got right front damage. He's going to go straight off the racetrack.
The toe link's broken.
Yeah, couldn't get that thing turned. So Hauk was running in the 15th spot, and indeed full course yellow. And remember, these are long laps. So is Hauk and potentially, I want to say Rodrigo Gonzalez. That looks to be one of the D-Force drivers. So it might have been those 2 guys battling for 15th. Hauk is off the racetrack. You can see the damage to the left front. So he's tried to get up the hill. And indeed, that's a D-Force car. So we are going to reset it. The long laps around here and the ability of the AMR safety team to get things cleaned back up means it's not going to take a ton of time. They have not yet got to Ayrton Hauk as of yet, who is on the outside of the entry to turn number 7. Teddy Masella with the lead, Evan Cooley in 2nd, Jack Jefferson 3rd, Harley Keeble 4th after getting around Caleb Gaffera. G3 Argyros in the 6th spot. 7th is Lucas Facuri, 8th Anthony Martella, 9th Eddie Beswick, and 10th is Sebastian Garzone. They've been able to pull that car back.
Looks like it lost the rear wing. Potentially.
No, I think it's still there.
Oh, is it still there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I
thought I saw somebody put something in the back of the truck there for a moment.
He may actually be fine.
Oh, he is.
They fire him up. He pulls away.
Just got buried.
Yeah, so the guy that comes out with this one here, well, there's going to be a bunch of gravel there. Do your best to knock that on the track for us. All right, so let's have a look at the incident here as these 2 drivers involved are going to crisscross each other. Gonzalez rolled his way back. The AMR IndyCar safety team will now work their way up to Ayrton Hauk to try to get him back on. Here's the move coming down the inside. Ayrton's going to turn in, and he's going to make left front to right rear contact. That's all it's going to be, isn't it? And watch this. Wait for it, and there it is right there. Just probably needed to leave just a little more room. Here's the other shot there. I think he was probably expecting the D-Force car to continue to get on the wheel to get around the corner. Of course, he can't see Ayrton. He's already looking through the corner and trying to see where he's going to be. And that's where you need to leave just a little bit more room. Tough one there for Ayrton Hauk.
And that's a hard judgment of whether it's on the car that's already 3/4 of the way past and you're still turning in. So there's a way that you can look at that situation from both perspectives. And again, what is this series for? Learning.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, but in that situation, Ayrton Hauk knows that he probably should have maybe bailed out a little bit there and gone wide.
Yeah, or the over-under. He was kind of alongside it. Probably could have went way wide and checked up. It's a tough call at that point. You're going to try to hold the outside, potentially get the run. Maybe thinks he's able to get a better run through under braking. Bottom line was it was left front to right rear contact. Ayrton Hauk out of the car, so this one's going to require the hook. They're not going to refire this and put him back out there. So 9 laps in. Remember, this is a 12-lap race. As they come through the accident scene now, the field will work its way through. See the AMR's team directing the pace car in the direction of travel. They're going to bring it in here to be able to get that thing hooked up. Again, one of the beauties, listen, the AMR safety team, in crazy incidents like the one we had earlier with Ian Bossoff or with JT Hoskins. They're on the scene because these guys are doctors and firefighters and EMTs, right? These guys know how to handle situations and motorsport specific situations, which is the best of it. In this case here, sometimes they're just traffic directors. Go here, do this, doing their best to get those cars up on the hooks as quickly as possible, because they are one of the main reasons we're able to get a lot of green flag racing. In other series where they struggle to be able to get accidents cleaned up quickly and they're losing laps, we don't have that. We're literally losing a lap here, lap there, maybe 2 or 3 at the most, or if it's going to be a longer one, we have a longer time window so that we can go red and bring the drivers into pit lane. The bottom line here is we're very likely, I would say, one more lap around, we may have another 1 lap dash the way it's playing out. What do you think, Eric? Can they get it cleaned up enough maybe to go green this time by?
Well, there is a cut in 7 just behind where they are. If they go to the cut, though, they could go down to 8 and be clear at the cut down there as well. So in that situation, you could,
There it is. There's the answer to the question. We're being told.
2 laps.
Yeah, 2 laps. Lights out on the pace car. We are going green flag racing. Masella, Cooley, Jeffers, Keeble, Gaffera, top 5, Argyros, Facuri, Martella, Beswick, Garzone. Inside this top 10, there is only 1 or 2 USF 2000 race winners, Jack Jeffers and G3 Argyros. The rest looking for that first win. Oh, how does that change the potential outcome here? All these drivers hungry. Remember, they're all used to winning races in karting as well, coming up through the ranks, whatever series they use to get to USF 2000. We are going racing. AMR's IndyCar safety team bringing up the rear.
How about those Silverados keeping up with the pace car?
Say, what kind of suspension? Let's dial in that rebound on those things. Very nicely done. They'll work their way back up to the turn 5 position, make sure they're ready should everything happen on the racetrack and be on the scene. But again, here we go. Punching off. Time to go racing. Green flag at start finish. How about a 2-lap dash? Grab your beer. Come to the fence, folks. 2 laps to go for USF 2000, their last race of the doubleheader here at Road America. Here come the 2 exclusive Autosport cars. How about 3 wide coming down the front straightaway? Who's going to come away with it? Cooley, Jeffers. He's been on the outside already today. He's going to try it again. They'll work their way out here. 3 wide coming out of the corner. Hold your breath, everybody. Yeah, I think maybe Jeffers may have had to check up there. He's going to be on the outside. He'll lose at least 1 spot. I believe Keeble able to get by Jeffers. Wow, that was touchy after what we saw in race number 1. Masella's going to hold the spot, but Jeffers right back at it on Keeble coming down into turn number 5. Wait for the excitement of the final 2 races. Jeffers back into position again, I believe. Look at the big brake lock up deep in the field. That's Argyros. Another driver's gone deep into the corner. That might have been Jeffers, not quite sure. Back up the hill. This is going to potentially come into it, be a 2-driver fight up front. It's stacked everybody back up. Jeffers doing whatever he can to stop the bleeding right now as he has fallen down the order, having made a couple of minor mistakes. That outside run may not have been the best call as he tried to make it 3 wide coming down into turn number 1. Check back up. Let's see how they stack again. Lucas Facuri right in there as well as part of 3 exclusive Autosport cars inside the top 10. But the battle right now, Eric, coming down through the carousel. Teddy Masella still leads.
And just a couple of cars to step out, but everybody trying to hug the inside line, that double apex of the carousel. Now towards the kinks, sail it on in there. This is where it is time to go now. Less than about 6 miles to go here at Road America for USF 2000, presented by Continental Tire. Who's going to push these Continental tires to the edge up front?
4 winners on the season. Do we get a 5th? We got 5 wins for McNeely, a win for Jeffers, 2 wins for Schrag, and a win for Martella. Do we have a new victor? Is it winner number 5 on the season here for USF 2000? 2-lap dash to the end. White flag will fly this next time by. Remember, once we get across the line, if there's a yellow, we'll do the best we can to try to get them to finish the lap. Otherwise, they will race through to the full course. Final lap for USF 2000 on this trip to Road America. Masella with a big lead. Strong run here right now. Evan Cooley second. Keeble, Gaffera, Argyros, Facuri, Martella, Jeffers, Garzone, and Beswick. That is your top 10. But look at the back here. 2 wide again, coming down into turn number 1. Man, oh man, these drivers are digging. Everybody trying to get that last little bit on the final lap. Teddy Masella looking for his first victory. VRD Racing looking to sweep the weekend. They've already got a win here with Thomas Schrag. Can they get one with young Teddy Masella. The big driver on the move right now, I believe, is Harley Keeble. He's in third. He's trying to get that draft on Evan Cooley. If he starts putting pressure on Cooley, Cooley can't focus forward. He may be the best friend of Masella right now. Cooley right on him. Eric coming down through turn number 5.
3 wide on the entry.
Oh.
You know there's going to be a little wheel-to-wheel contact there. Indeed there was. Everybody kind of skates through, but on the way underneath the Corvette bridge, everybody back to 2 wide and making another attempt to dive to the inside. But this battle up front going to pick up a little bit here in the final, about 2 miles.
I think that was Jack Jeffers potentially by Anthony Martello to make up another spot, as the 2 drivers right behind there are the 2 exclusive Autosport cars as well. Maybe actually it might be Martello by Fakuri, to be honest with you. Let's watch as they come through the final lap here. Evan Cooley, what do you got? Do you have anything to go deep maybe into Canada or get that run out of 14, the big run to the line? We know what the draft plays here. He is close. Is it going to be a first one for Masella, Cooley, or Keeble? All lining up to potentially go for the win. We've seen guys from third get a better run up the hill and draft by both drivers to the line. This is going to be a close one. Look at Cooley all over him here right now. Evan Cooley for exclusive Autosport on VRD's Masella. Watch them come up out of the hill. There's Keeble. He's ready to make it happen as well. You can't make the dive bomb to 14 because you give up the race win. What do they have coming through 14? Here they go. Masella with a good run. Keeble trying to push as well. Gaffara's there. I don't think Cooley's got it. They'll work their way up the hill. Twin checkers are out, and the winner of race number 2 in USF 2000, it's going to be Teddy Masella. Masella wins. Cooley second. Keeble third. Gaffara, Argyros, Martella, Jeffers, Fakuri, Garzone, and Beswick. Thomas Schrag up into 13th, Jeffers 7th. There's the little clawback for Jack Jeffers, as Schrag was only going to be able to get a couple of spots. Jeffers, who started pole, got shuffled back after a couple of minor miscues, tried to go on the outside of turn number 1, 3 wide. That did not pay off. He had to check up big time, got streamed by a bunch of drivers. Teddy Masella just played this thing perfectly, Eric, and I love seeing a young rookie driver get the job done like that. That was textbook. Stay out of trouble, get the job done. Make everybody else fight behind you, although great runs as well for Evan Cooley and Harley Keeble. And look at it, 4 rookies in the front. G3 Argyros behind his teammate Caleb Gaffara. The best second-year driver, Argyros, P5.
Well, you know, in that situation, Teddy Masella played the start on the outside of the front row perfectly there. Kind of gave himself a little bit of momentum, but didn't panic, stayed outside, dropped back a couple of spots, worked his way back through. We had the mid-race yellow that bunches the field back up, and able to capitalize on a really good restart off of 14. But you look at that championship battle, you know, Thomas Schrag had that win earlier today, and Jeffers finished in that 17th position. And now the Jeffers gets a couple of possessions, or a couple of positions back on Schrag at the end. So 4 or 5 positions, that's a couple of points.
Yeah.
So Jeffers gets a little bit of a rebound there.
At least a handful back, right? And again, thinking about the momentum moving into the next season, Jack was right there to try to get it done. But again, it's a huge run for Teddy Masella. Fantastic for him. Evan Cooley on the podium again as well. He'd be happy with that. I'll give you a chance to give the full field rundown. I'm going to head down to Victory Lane. Eric, I look forward to being back with you tomorrow morning as well, my friend. I know you got work to do this afternoon, but
absolutely.
Give me one of those.
Thank you, Rob.
See you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Looking at your official finish or unofficial finish here. Teddy Masella, your winner. Evan Cooley will finish in the second position. Harley Keeble finds themselves on the podium in the 7 machine. Caleb Gaffar and G3 Argyros will be your top 5. Anthony Martello will finish 6th. Jack Jeffers will finish 7th. Lucas Fakuri in 8th. The 12 of Sebastian Garzone. Eddie Beswick will be in the 10th spot. The back half of the field, Christian Cameron in the 19. I believe there is a penalty for the unofficial results coming in. So some of these positions may change as well. But Jeshua Alano in the 12th spot. Thomas Schrag, your points leader, finishes 13th after starting deep in the field, only able to get up to that 13th spot from the 15th starting position. Thomas Norquist will finish 14th. Timothy Carroll will finish in 8th. Leon Bischoff will finish in 16th. The 18 of Rodrigo Gonzalez. The 99 of Ryan Janetta. Kaylee Kutcherman in 19th. And the 58 of Ayrton Hauk ends up in the gravel at turn 7. And will finish in 20th. And Patricio Gonzalez for D-Force Racing will wind up 21st. Of course, best wishes to JT Hoskins coming back to the racetrack after spending the night down in Milwaukee. But JT, we're just glad that you're okay and glad you're back at the racetrack for Jay Howard Driver Development. But VRD Racing comes away with 2 wins on the day. Of course, Thomas Schrag wins round number 1 and round number 2 for Teddy Masella for VRD Racing. And again, these drivers, the mental fatigue, the physical fatigue on these races, a big smile, but you can see a little labored breathing there, but just wanted to pause for a moment and climbing out of the car. And this is where the adrenaline kicks in as you're in these very warm race cars on a 89 to 91 degree day here today. Jumping out, pumped up and excited, is Teddy Masella. A great drive for VRD Racing. And I'm sure we're going to want to get some water at all 3 of our podium finishers here, all of our drivers really putting forth the effort. It's hot inside these race cars, most certainly.
Eric, thank you so much. Some very happy drivers down here getting their first runs, first wins, first time on the podium. Excellent drives for these guys in the elite engines. Grand Prix of Road America. Let's start here, wrapping up, of course, things for USF 2000. First, a shout out to JT Hoskins. He is here with us right now after that incident. JT, great to have you here. Awesome to see. Finishing in 3rd spot, his teammate at Jay Howard Driver Development. Give it up for Harley Keeble. Becca Potke will bring the P3 trophy in here for us for Harley. Awesome job for Harley. Becca, come on in there. Second USF Pro 2000, or rather Pro Championship event. Ran juniors 2 weeks ago. A solid third place finish here. Finishing in the 2nd spot, solid run for Exclusive Autosport, Evan Cooley. Logan Knapp will present us with the trophy here. Of course, all of our family from Elite Engines helping us out here, of course, their race and helping us dole out some hardware. So we got 5 different winners on the season, ladies and gentlemen. His first victory. It was a hard-fought one. These ones are worth it for sure. The victor today, folks, for VRD Racing, Teddy Masella. Teddy, the tough ones are often the best ones, right? You had to work so hard back and forth on that one. Can you just give me some insight, first on how it feels to win here in USF 2000?
Absolutely amazing feeling. Throughout the hard work that I've put through this whole season, it's just so good that it finally came to a result of winning the race. Though it was such a hard start, fell back a little bit, I think to P5 or P6. Then just kept my head cool, just going through the positions slowly. And then once we got to the lead, the second restart, just completely super hard because the draft for that people get behind you is so much that I just kept my head cool, went deep on the brakes into turn 1 and kept the position. And then from there on, just keeping it cool and just taking away the win.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job staying out front with these 2 guys breathing down your neck. Who do you want to thank today with that first victory?
I want to thank my dad, my sponsors, Strassi Competizione, my family, Dan, Jacob, my spotter, Dwayne, all of them. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this, so thank you to all of them.
Teddy, congratulations. Well done. Let's bring that trophy in here, folks. His first USF 2000 hardware, P1 hardware, that is. Fantastic drive for Teddy Masella. And again, on the restart, able to hold off both of the Exclusive Autosport cars, both Cooley and Jeffers. They were 3 wide going down into turn number 1. Didn't play that way when they got down into turn number 3. A lot of action on those final couple of laps, and not surprising with USF 2000 putting on a show like they did. Again, love seeing these young drivers up here ready to work their way forward in this program. Some very talented competitors here in USF 2000 this year. 5th different winner on the season. Jack Jeffers finishing a little bit better than Thomas Schrag, so that gap that we had after Thomas's win earlier today, and Jack finishing at the tail of the field, minimizing the damage a little bit. It'll tighten things up as we head to Mid-Ohio in just 2 weeks' time. Mid-Ohio, Toronto, and Portland, all that's left for the drivers here as we get into the second half of the season, and as we head for these drivers looking to score that scholarship that would move them to USF Pro 2000 in 2026. 3 different teams represented on the podium as well. VRD Racing, Exclusive Autosport, and Jay Howard Driver Development. It just shows the level of equity that we have throughout our paddock. So many great teams. Anybody can win on any given weekend, and that is the beauty of this driver development program, all focused on moving drivers up into Indy Next and the NTT IndyCar Series. We're not quite done, of course, here from Road America. Tomorrow morning, we have the USF Pro 2000 drivers capping off their triple header, all part of the Elite Engines Grand Prix of Road America. So wherever you are around the racetrack, you'll hear the dulcet tones of Eric Miller waking you up in the morning, then the beautiful exhaust notes of these race cars from Elite Engines as they're on the racetrack to provide you with the best absolute wake-up alarm you can possibly get. All right, Champagne getting passed out. Hold on to it in a second here, boys. We'll get that number 25 VRD machine of Teddy Massell out of the way. It is clear. Guys, for the last time here at Road America, grip it and rip it for USF 2000. Teddy Massella with the race win. Evan Cooley coming home in second, and Harley Keeble in third. Fantastic drive for all three of these drivers to cap things off from a beautiful and a hot Saturday here at Road America. For all of you around the racetrack, hope you stayed cool. Pop open a cold one. Enjoy the remainder of the day. Obviously, the big show coming tomorrow. We'll cap things off with USF Pro 2000 tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Otherwise, that caps off our fourth broadcast here of the day, fourth race of the day, rather, third broadcast here on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. We'll be back tomorrow morning, USF Pro 2000, to cap off the triple header. Again, thank you so much for tuning in from Road America on behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire. My name is Rob Howden. Bye for now.